Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon, and anything else I usually go about on Twitter X. It's been a while, especially since gaming news programs is concerned. I got a pretty busy August. Plus, I had some family staying on vacation with me, so I didn't have time to go around and do the gaming programs like I usually do. I did manage to publish in the meantime some Death Stranding episodes because it was on the I added extra episodes already uploaded on YouTube. It's been around 9 days or so since the last upload there. Yeah, in the meantime, with all the family trips here and there, and then I had to go out of the country. I didn't have access to my PC, of course, and I didn't manage to upload the remaining episodes on YouTube and then publishing them. But yeah. Now hopefully we are almost mid-September, but hopefully everything is kind of smooth down. I didn't went anywhere. Was very pretty busy. I even had like a couple of days without a cell phone. My old phone got broken. Then dealing with all that stuff there again, a little bit hectic. Kind of last 3 weeks to a month, give or take. Now everything supposedly is going through the normal proceedings, which is trying to get one gaming news program every day. Again, my off days usually are Sundays, sometimes also Saturdays, depending if there is a lot of news to cover or not. And again, I did miss a lot of stuff there in terms of Death Stranding. Again, I will try to until I finish up the series. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays until we wrap up there. I still need to record like one episode just to wrap up things because I got some pendant stuff that I wanted to do there just to finish up some deliveries and the such because the main story is already wrapped up in terms of the recordings that I already did. I did miss a lot of stuff. I missed Gamescom. There was some interesting stuff there. A lot of news coming out from the from Nvidia, the super rumors, plus RDNA 5, and a lot of other stuff there on the gaming hardware side of things. I will try on this episode just to try to pick up some stuff that I missed, especially from Gamescom and things that came out there in terms of games, and just to try to get around and catch up also in certain interesting things regarding hardware stuff there. And regarding hardware, we got some interesting things coming from Japan. We got the Rapidus company, which supposedly now is being or feel competitive enough on the 2 nanometer manufacturing process there to be, again, competitive with TSMC. Supposedly, it's beating Intel's 18A in terms of yields by a huge margin. Again, Intel's is a little bit of a shit show, especially on the fabs that they have there. Again, they are still restructuring, from my understanding. Let's see how it goes regarding. I just hope that Intel doesn't sink. I don't think so, given that Intel is has a long story of being an American company, plus all the subsidies that they. I don't think the American government per se will want to see Intel fall under by any stretch of the imagination. So I think for the moment being, Intel has the maneuver to turn around and prioritize their business side of things. Hopefully they can maintain still the GPU stuff there, which is the most recent thing that again given that Battle Mage launch didn't go very well per se. They didn't launch the entire lineup, but it seems promising what they're trying to do there with the GPU stuff there. And again, the CPU stuff since the debacle of the 12, 13 gen situation with a lot of CPUs being completely broken, let's say, and the 14th gen it didn't also didn't go very well from my recollection of things. But yeah, this Rapidus, which is a Japanese company, they seem to be confident enough that in this 2 nanometer manufacturing process, they could start maybe being competitive enough, at least with TSMC, which is also good. Again, competition in every market is always good because it incentivizes companies to make better products with relatively cheaper prices because they are competing for the same consumer, let's say. Hopefully, this will pan out well. We got also on the memory side of things a lot of stuff there with Samsung SQ Enix, if not mistaken, on the memory side of stuff that I kind of glaze through. But yeah, this one seems to be very interesting. I will try to again. It's a lot of catch-upping up to do here on this program, but again, something that caught my eye in terms of the cheap, high-end chip manufacturing process, which is always good to see. That TSMC hopefully does not have any kind of monopoly on the market, but again, hopefully this goes well for this Japanese company in terms of manufacturing high-end chips there. On the AMD side of things regarding RDNA 5, again, I remember watching last week or a couple of weeks the Murloy is that channel on their kind of a full leak on the RDNA 5 there. Again, if these rumors and leaks are to be believed, there seems to be a huge revolution coming up, especially with the UDNA, so the unified architecture there. And I think they are probably going to try and aim and compete on the GPU side of things with NVIDIA, at least for the consumer market, which is the most interesting one to me. On the server side, I think they are still not trying to catch up. Did they have, from my understanding, good products or competitive products, at least price to performance wise? But it seems that RDNA 5 might compete with or try to compete with the high end GPUs, especially, I don't know, the 6090 or something like that. Again, in terms of compute units, again, it might seem, given that they are on the same level in terms of compute units, in terms of how many they are. The fact that the RDNA 5 will have like a huge jump, from my understanding, of manufacturing process there in terms of nodes, these compute units will be more powerful. So you will see supposedly a bigger jump in terms of performance from the high end. What we can consider high end of RDNA 4, which is the 9070 XT. I heard some rumors also that they might be planning kind of a refresh of RDNA 4. I heard rumors from 9080 XT or something like that. I don't know if they can manage to do that, given that the RDNA 4 is basically a monolith die, so it's not a chiplet-based one. So you cannot add a little bit more chiplets to, I don't know, increase a little bit in terms of performance. I don't know if they have a higher Navi chip that can't be used or not, or downgraded from the server side of things there. Again, it's a lot of rumors, but it's shaping up to be RDNA 5 or UDNA 1. I don't know what the name they are calling. I also saw some articles that, again, I think AMD with this unified architecture will try supposedly simplify the naming scheme from the products they are going to launch to the consumer. But again, AMD should streamline a little bit there, the product naming, so it's less confusing for people that are not consumers that observe and catch up with the news of what the products are in terms of the lineups. I guess people will usually trust on the people that are selling the products on the store there in terms of what's best or not. But yeah, hopefully, again, it's something that I'm keeping my tabs on. I think we might see something more, I don't know, more specific from AMD. Sorry, maybe November, something like that. I don't know if they are planning something for the beginning of next year. But yeah, I will try to keep my tabs on this one. Then we got, in the meantime, I caught up on this. There is some videos from J2Sense. That's where I caught the situation with the SSD crashing after supposedly Windows 11 security update. Some computers will start crashing because it seems that the firmware stopped being recognized on the system, and they just blew screen of death crash. Supposedly, the one of the solutions, or the best solution, was to do a hard reset, in the sense that you unplug the power supply, then you turn on the PC, and it functioned normally again until the problem could be replicated. I think the replication of the problem supposedly was transferring huge amount of files on the SSD, and that caused the situation to crash the computer. Again, there is some kind of supposedly update regarding this. It seems that has to do with some SSDs being I don't know, launched with a pre-production firmware, which is not the most stable ones. Other than that, it seems like I didn't see a lot of this widespread. I saw a lot of YouTubers that usually tend to receive products in advance of the main launch per se of that product. It might be one of these. Is a lot of people, these YouTubers, tech YouTubers that usually do reviews and such, that usually get pre-production sometimes software, in this case firmware, might have this issue and might be impacted more in that group per se. And supposedly the mainstream people that buy these SSDs out of the shelf will not have this issue. Again, it's still not very clear to me, but it's something to be aware of, that if we might have all of the sudden, after an update around about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I think, on the Windows, and then start crashing out of nowhere, it might be this. Seemingly, I think updating the firmware is the solution. Again, it depends a lot of the SSD and what kind of firmware of the company it is. Mainly, I think it affects I'm not even sure, Phison drivers, if not mistaken, or chips there. But yeah, I didn't get into much. I didn't have for myself any kind of issues. I don't even know what kind of SSD, what kind of brand that I have, Crucial or something like that. It's a 2 terabyte one, but for me, I didn't have any issues regarding Windows, so it's one of those things that went unnoticed to me. Um, Before I proceed here with another news, there is also, I completely forgot on the intro, some issues on YouTube for people, especially some YouTubers have been pointing out this one. I checked this on Twitter feed yesterday. It seems that sometimes people cannot check on their feed on YouTube some videos, and I think it has to do with the restricted mode. I don't know if there is anything to do with the fact of that UK thing there with the Online Safety Act or whatever it is, and one of the inputs that YouTube managed to put out as a safeguard was to put restricted mode on automatically in YouTube accounts that are newer. I have a YouTube account since 2006, so it's 18 plus years. So it's one of those things that it didn't affect my account there. But just a quick check in your YouTube account. It is this slider here. It affects basically every device. So every device that you have a YouTube account linked, just check if here the restricted mode is off or not. Because if it is, it will be difficult for you to catch up with your usual channels that you follow up to appear on the feed. I don't know what kind of algorithm thing is happening there, but it's one of those things that it caught my attention yesterday on Twitter. But yeah, continuing with the news, it seems that I covered this, I don't know, before the interruption, of a guy that had his Ryzen, I think the 9800X3D, died on this ASRock motherboard, which seems to be something that it's still happening. The X3D chips, mainly 9800X3Ds, dying on ASRock motherboards more than other boards there, which is something that it's seemingly not resolved. This guy had his second CPU died on a ASRock motherboard, which is it's a shame. Again, I don't think it's a user error here. I think it's something with the BIOS stuff there. It does an update here of what happened with this second CPU dying on this ASRock motherboard. Again, myself, I never had any issues. I have always preferred to a certain extent MSI boards, usually mainly because they usually tend to offer a pretty good price to performance and features comparatively with ASUS and other brands there, even with Gigabyte. I usually tend to choose MSI. It's one of those things as a motherboard kind of choosing that I do. But again, if I find good deals in a solid motherboard, again, usually brands don't affect my choices in hardware. It's usually the best product for the best price that I can get. But yeah, it seems that ASRock specifically with the X3D CPUs, I don't know. They seem to have an issue here, but even if it's not, if you have an X3D or or a normal CPU, always try to keep, I don't know, every 3 months or so. I assume to check if the BIOS is updated and update the BIOS if it is so, if it is not updated, because usually it has not only security features and plug holes that they do security wise on the motherboard, but usually sometimes in terms of performance and the power profiles and all that jazz to be more stable and don't kill CPUs like ASRock motherboards are doing lately. In terms of games, from the Gamescom stuff there, I think we will have soon enough the Tokyo Game Show. I will try to cover that as best as I can. It seems that we saw more Phantom Blade Zero gameplay. Again, it seems to be a solid game. I pick up this Factor Life article here. I pick this one because the guy here from Factor Life is been going to these game shows and is consistently every time since Phantom Blade Zero launched the demos on those game shows, he's been playing it, and so there is kind of a follow up on the latest one that he did, and he said that again I think they had it now another difficulty mode, more challenging one. But yeah, from the trailers that we saw, again, it seems very interesting. I'm very interested in this one. It's more action oriented there. It's not kind of a Dark Soul-ish kind of a thing. It's more oriented for an action combat style there. But I do enjoy seeing the videos that of gameplay that are being popping out. Very interesting. There is some level navigation there to be had for secrets and all that jazz. But the combat is very, very interesting. A little bit different that we are usually seeing from other games. But yeah, a one to keep our eyes on when it comes out, which I'm not sure. I don't think it has a fixed launch date, if not mistaken. I think it maybe next year. From my memory here, yeah, I think it's only next year they're aiming for. But yeah, it's one of those that it's on my wish list there. Then we got Eliza's finally launch. I missed the launching window here. The overall consensus from the reviews that I read, it's right about 8.5. To some outlets, they even, I think they give a 9 and an 8 or 7.5. But it seems to be a pretty good game, kind of old school. There is no map stuff there. You have to pay attention to all the hints and indications that the NPCs and the environment gives you, so you can navigate and do the puzzles there. The puzzles are not, you have to pay attention all the clues there. Again, I think the combat could be a little bit better. Other than that, I think the consensus is if this game has some, I don't know, fine tuning on the combat, it will be even better because it's kind of old school in the sense that you, to a certain degree, you have to use pen and paper to make some notes so you don't lose yourself in certain cues and clues that are given to you throughout the gameplay. But yeah, also the narrative seems to be a little bit depending on your taste there. But yeah, excellent puzzles. A stunning and smart environmental design here. The environmental design seems to be pretty good from my understanding. Dark atmosphere that elevates the storytelling, and solid combat that remains entertaining throughout. But I think in other outlets I saw, if it could be a little bit fine-tuned, it will be best for this game here. Then we got also Cronos, the new Dawn review, one of those that I was really wanted to follow up. It seems also to be a very positive feedback on Steam. Um, I'm not sure if any of these games they have any kind of performance issues. I don't remember seeing that, but again, it's me. I'd not been every day till today checking on the game stuff there, as I explained on the beginning of the video. But yeah, combat seems pretty good. Horror game also seems to be the atmosphere seems to be completely very brutalist kind of design there. Um, and there is, I think people are a little bit let down a little bit on the enemy variety and design because they seem to be very much samey. There is some stuttering issues, it seems, and some limited graphic settings. Again, this is at the time of the launch. I don't know if they already launched updates on the game to improve this one, but the review that I saw or the feedback that I saw on Steam, it's kind of, I think it's very positive on the 85% positive feedback. So I think it's still a good experience. Again, doesn't try to innovate in anything. It's just a solid horror game with a decent and solid gameplay systems there and some puzzles there. And I think it's what they try to tell with the story that it serves the purpose of the game. And they don't try to reinvent the wheel per se, which to a certain degree, it's better to try and make a solid game focused on what they want to do instead of trying reinventing the wheel and go overboard with it. Then we got also from Gamescom Lord of the Fallen 2 announcement, if not mistaken. I think they officially announced there. I think on the Jeff Keighley showcase that they do on the beginning of that on Gamescom. And we already have some PC requirements. Again, this is Unreal Engine 5 game. Again, I think it's just a kind of a guideline here to have a sense of what kind of system you should have to play this game. Again, I don't trust fully on this one. Again, this is going to be an Unreal Engine game. Even though Lords of the Fallen 1, they already launched version 2.0 at least. It seems to be way better than on the launch. And I think they took account of all the feedback that they've taken from the launch of the first game, all the improvements that they made from the game. I can see on my, I have the game installed. I still haven't figured out time to play the game, but it's always being updated on Steam. So it always updates the game, which is very interesting. So they are on top of things here. And again, it seems to be, and hopefully an upgraded sequel from regarding the first game or the reboot of this series here, hopefully. But yeah, I'm keeping my tabs on this one also. And then lastly, a little bit, there was, I don't know, the last month or so, some updates regarding Elden Ring movie from Alex Garland. And it seems that he mainly convinced Miyazaki to give a green light on this project because it seems that he is a fan, and I think I saw some news that he played Elden Ring like New Game Plus 7 or something like that, which is very interesting. And the basic stuff here of him getting the green light is he managed to write a script, 160-page script with 40 illustrated pages. I don't know if there's something to give an idea of what he's aiming for with the movie. And he personally traveled to Japan to meet Miyazaki himself. And it seems that Miyazaki was impressed with his knowledge of Elden Ring lore and the story and the themes associated with Elden Ring. And I think that's basically what convinced him to be the director of this movie, which is something very interesting. I really did enjoy his movies that he's launched. At least is something that he's trying to aim something new. I think he did Ex Machina, which is a very interesting movie. And there is a couple of them that I forgot the titles that I watched. It was Ex Machina. Arrival? No, Arrival is not him. It is a French guy. Again, I remember I didn't see the last one that he managed to do, which is Civil War. But I remember seeing another one from not only Ex Machina Civil War. Ex Machina was kind of his debut on the movie side of things. But yeah, basically, he convinced Miyazaki to direct this movie, at least with the project of the script. I don't know. For sure, there's going to be some iron outs on the script and all that jazz. Again, we can consider this as maybe officially in pre-production. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, in terms of news, as a little bit catch up of still of the highlights that I wanted to cover at least. Again, throughout this week, I might be seeing some stuff that I might have missed and I wanted to cover, and I will bring up there, even though it's been a while since that news came out. But yeah, I will try to keep myself a little bit up to date tomorrow and throughout this week. And I would just want to wrap up here with some gaming deals. We still have Plague Tale Requiem. It's 65% off. You can buy a bundle with the two games with the Innocence. I already have on my wish list, on my oh my god, on my library to try it out and start playing. Maybe do a recording, see how good it is, and if it is worth betting on the sequel there. But yeah, very positive feedback since it launched, and 65% off also if you want to check it out. Oh my god, check it out, the duology here. We got Atomic Heart. 70% off. Usually it's been on 60%, if not mistaken, last time. Again, pretty good game. I'm very interested in playing this one. It's now around 70 something percent. I think it has to do with the DLCs. I think they declined a little bit in quality. At least that's my understanding. But yeah, the story seems interesting to me, and the combat seems pretty solid. So I will try it out, and one of these days. I already played the demo. I think I published the demo on my demo playlist there. Very interesting, the hook of this game here. Then you got Bionic Bay, a more recent game, a very positive feedback as a puzzle game with a lot of gravity manipulation and the stuff and the jazz there and control of time also. Very interesting stuff there. Again, 30% off. I think it might be worth the chance here. We got Dredge, again, one of those games that I really want to try out one of these days. 50% off at this moment in time. We got Karma the Dark World, again, very positive feedback. I played the demo here. I remember playing the demo. It's not the demo here anymore. That's interesting. I remember playing the demo for this game, and I think I published also. Very interesting what they're trying to do here. And again, very positive feedback. It's kind of first-person horror movie, if not mistaken. And it's 40% off. And then lastly, we got here Pacific Drive, 50% off on the basic version of the game. I will try to also check tomorrow my library if there is any games that they are worthwhile to announce there as in a deal. But yeah, for today, this is it. I'll wrap up here with the plug on my Patreon. Again, they changed the thing here on Patreon. Now it doesn't appear the banner here on my dashboard. I don't know what they did there, but whatever. Later today, I will also publish the Death Stranding episode. Should be episode 36. And then Wednesdays and Fridays also I will continue to publish the continuation of the series there. But yeah, I'll wrap up here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.